Hi, this is Vicki Romaine with Cheerful Greetings, and today I'm starting a series on cool cards. Now, what do I mean by cool cards? Well, that means that this particular card will have something unusual about it. Either it will have a lot of layers, an unusual fold, or there's something different about the card that will set it apart from all the others. Our first card in the series will be simple and easy and quick to do, and I will give you all the measurements. I'm going to start with this color. I very seldom work with a magenta or purple, but I thought I would this time. Okay, the first piece that I'm going to cut out is going to be 4 1/4 by 11. So what I'm doing is taking an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper, and I'm going to cut it down the middle at 4 1/4. And so that gives us our first measurement, 11 by 4 1/4. By the way, I know I said a piece of paper, but actually what I'm working with is cardstock. Since I cut my cardstock right down the middle, I have two sheets that are exactly alike, and it would be easy enough for me to make two cards at the same time. But right now, I'm going to just work with one. I will put the other sheet away for now and make something out of it later. Okay, this piece of cardstock now is being scored at 5 1/2. So that is in the middle, going the other direction of my 8 1/2 by 11 piece of cardstock. Now, here is where it becomes interesting. Now that I've got it scored in the middle, it doesn't matter which side you do it on, but I'm going to cut 3 inches off. And you will see when I fold it over that one side is short. Do not throw this 3-inch piece away. We will be using it in a few minutes. I thought I would go bold this time with my card, so I found this piece of paper that looks like stained glass, and it has a color very similar to my cardstock. It's not a perfect match, but I think it will do. And so when I cut my piece of designer paper here, I want to make sure that I pick up a little bit of that color so it'll coordinate with my basic cardstock. The first thing I'm going to do is cut a 4-inch strip down one side, and as I said, I want to make sure I get some of that magenta or purple color in it. So my strip now is 4 inches wide or long, as you would say. The first piece I'm going to cut off is going to be 2 3/4 inches. So this piece will go on my 3-inch piece of cardstock. Next, I need a piece to go on the front of my card, and I'm going to use the same designer paper. Again, it's already cut at 4 inches, so the only thing I have to do now is cut 2 1/4 off of the 4-inch piece of designer paper, and that should fit on here, and it does. So now what I have to do is just glue the pieces. I will be using Aleene's glue, turbo glue, which I have thinned down a little bit and put into a small bottle. Now I need a piece of cardstock on the back of my card for my sentiment. And the back is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Therefore, my white sheet of paper, my white cardstock is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. Now you'll notice that I have a border around the edge of my piece of white cardstock. It's on this that I will put my sentiment. I will place the 3-inch piece that I cut off on top of the basic card, and I want to make sure that it matches down at the edge all the way completely. So I want it to be even. And I want it to be the same measurement at the top and at the bottom. You want to place your flap on first before you put the glue on, because you want to be able to see how far down on the flap the glue needs to come. Now that the basic card is finished, it's time to decorate. I'm going with this 3D or three-dimensional flower, and it will look kind of busy on the stained glass, but I think it will be a very interesting mixed media card. So we'll put that on, and if you will notice, my card will be in portrait position this time rather than landscape. The card will open up this way, and the sentiment will go underneath the flower and it will not be seen. Okay, my other card is a landscape card, and it's very simple. It just has the writing, but if you notice, I had to turn the writing 2 different directions to cut it. I still think my card needs something additional, so I'm going to add this piece of metal. It is a metal arrow with hearts in the middle of it, and I think that would be the perfect thing right above my focal point, which is the flower. This will complete my outside of my card, and then I only need to stamp underneath the flap. Now, glancing at the 2 cards, you will see that the blue one with the writing is in landscape mode, and the flap goes over to the left. The one that I just finished is in portrait mode, and it flips upward. As you look inside, you will notice that I do not decorate the back side of the cardstock. I leave it plain pretty much, but I will stamp a sentiment on the right-hand side underneath the flap. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please come back and see me and see what else I have in store for you next time. I plan to do a number of these cool cards, and I hope you enjoy each one of them. And in the meantime, don't forget, please come back and see me, and please subscribe. Bye.